Hello everyone, I'm Manchester and welcome back to the Red Devils podcast. Hope you guys are doing well because Manchester United are doing great as of now. Even though whatever the owners have thrown at us in the January window, Erik Ten Hag is a pure genius. That's what says in the thumbnail. He's a masterclass tactical genius. After so long, it's been 5-6 years that we've been in a final. Last time we were in FA Cup and we lost to Chelsea in I guess 2018 or 17, but still we are in the final of Carabao Cup. That's gonna be on 26th of Feb. Newcastle will be a very good opponent because we have all seen this. We are even at the top Premier League table, we are at like the same points with goal differences. And Eddie Howe is a nice manager. He's good. He's a good tactical brainer also. But unfortunately, this is not Newcastle United channel, and I don't give a fuck about Newcastle United. I'm really happy that Man United are in the final. I mean, it was obvious because we were 3-0 up. We had that advantage, but everybody was moaning that Erik Ten Hag need to rotate the squad. He needs to give the senior players a rest. But what if he had given the senior players a rest? And you know what? Maybe in the first half, a couple of goals scored by Nottingham Forest would have taken us back in the feeling of fear that no matter what we can do, no matter how hard we try, we're not gonna win anything. We're not gonna win trophies. We're not gonna be in any finals. But finally, that's just the history. That's past news. That's past tense for us. I don't want to. I feel like screaming, like, because this is Manchester United. After so many idiotic managers, after so many disappointing results, disappointing matches, now we are finally building up for our future. Now we have a great manager who knows how to rotate the squad, who is a tactical genius as far as I'm concerned. And because of his guidance and because of his discipline, I mean, for sure, discipline. Marcus Rashford is the prime example of it. And because of that manager, we are now in the Carabao Cup final. That's going to be on 26th Feb, like I said. And we are still in the FA Cup. And we are still in the top 4. We are still in Europa League. And believe it or not, Manchester United is the only club in English Premier League football as of now that is in all the other trophies that we can compete for. We are the only club who's still in the top 4 race. We are the only club who's still in the top 4 race with FA Cup, with Carabao Cup final, and with Europa League. I mean, sure, we have here Barcelona next week, but still, I don't really like. I'm not scared of Barcelona right now. I mean, if it was Rangnick or Solskjaer or even Mourinho, maybe at that point I would have said, okay, I'm a little bit concerned, I'm a little bit frightened, or maybe I'm nervous about the match. But as of this moment, under Erik Ten Hag, I'm not scared. Maybe we lose the game. Maybe we are out of Europa League next week. Maybe anything can happen. But honestly, I completely back Erik Ten Hag right now. I mean, no ex-player, no pundit, no footballing genius who are sitting in the top of the different sources. Nobody was chanting Erik Ten Hag's name. It was all the fans. It was everywhere on the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. It was fans who wanted Erik Ten Hag as the Manchester United manager. Everybody was, we should go for Pochettino, we should go for Eddie Howe and everyone. And look now what they are saying. Rio Ferdinand, Vidic, Patrice Evra, everyone is now claiming to be a footballing genius because Erik Ten Hag is a great genius. No, fucking assholes, you were literally sitting with your hands in the pants of Pochettino. So don't come out there and say that you always knew that Erik Ten Hag is a tactical genius. No, you were like completely assholes, and you were actually hoping that Man United, the Glazers, again screw up and hire Pochettino, the one man who hasn't won anything, even though he has Neymar, Messi, Mbappe in his squad, and still he hasn't won a Champions League in his career. and still we wanted Pochettino at the helm of Man United. I'm so glad that one thing that Glazers did for us was not hire Pochettino and give the job to Erik Ten Hag. That man is pure genius. I mean, if you've seen last night's match, I'm going to talk about players also, but before that, playing Victor Lindelof as a central defensive midfielder, playing Bruno on the right, and then playing Sancho as a number 10. Many of us would have, discouraged the idea. Many of us would have said this is foolish and this is not a long-term process. But look at the squad he has right now. Look at what Glazers deliver him in the January window. This is his only option. He needs to understand. Look what he did with Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw is a brilliant left back. I think he's the best left back in the Premier League right now, and that is the only left back who can also play as a left centre back, and that too very good. So whatever Erik Ten Hag is doing right now at the training ground at Carrington's, I actually believe that he's gonna do something great. I really believe that he's the manager who's gonna do something what Sir Alex did right when he was hired in around 1980s and something. Because finally we have a manager who can turn every single player out of his position, make them play somewhere other down the field and still get good results. I mean, I'm gonna put Erik Ten Hag. Maybe this is too soon. But still, I'm gonna put Erik Ten Hag on play. Platform like Sir Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger. Look what Arsene Wenger did to Thierry Henry. He was a left winger. He made him start him centrally, and then look what he did for Arsenal. If that is gonna happen with Bruno, or Bruno is perfect in every position. I think Bruno is phenomenal in the number 10 position, because we need a central attacking midfielder who can actually run back also, because if we're gonna talk about defensive work rate, Bruno Fernandes is off the charts. The way he tracks back every single player, the way he hard works, the way he works hard in a defensive situation, that is phenomenal. But trying Sancho as a number 10, and because for the past few months he wasn't even here, he wasn't injured. Remind you, he wasn't injured. He was just in Netherlands and he was trying some training under Erik Ten Hag colleagues. So that somehow motivated me. And look what happened with Christian Eriksen. Out of nowhere, Andy Carroll made a brutal, disgusting tackle. I mean, that tackle should actually give him a suspension of at least 5 games, but no, the referee was in, I think he was high with weed or something, but still, he's out for 3 months, and Donny van de Beek is out for the rest of the season. And we don't have an understudy of Casemiro too, just like we don't have an understudy of Bruno Fernandes. And finally, even if Lord forbid, if he wants to rest Casemiro for some game, we know he can play Victor Lindelof as a central defensive midfielder, because he is better than McTominay. Because if you're not playing Victor Lindelof as a CDM, the only option you have is Scott McTominay, and Scott McTominay is a piece of lump, like I've said many times again and again. He can't do shit. He can do shit. That's the only thing he can. But unfortunately, he shits all over the pitch when he's playing. He's good. He's good as a box-to-box midfielder. He's good as a squad player. You can't rely on him if you want a defensive work, and that's the biggest problem. We don't have an understudy of Casemiro. So basically, that was something tactically. I was really impressed when I saw Sancho playing as number 10 and Bruno on the right and Victor Lindelof as a central defensive midfielder. Because I'm actually watching the game from 0 to 90 minutes, and I can see that the moment we are not scoring goals, we are doing something brilliant. And on the topic of that, I'm going to talk about Anthony Martial. I'm no offense, but I've been a fan of Anthony Martial since the first time we signed him, when he scored his debut goal against Liverpool. I've been a fan of him. He's a great professional footballer. He's a great guy, everything. But like I said, he's a stripper hanging upside down. Sooner or later he's gonna fall down. I mean, look at what he did when he came off from the bench in the last 20 minutes. He hold up the ball, and he let Bruno and Rashford and even Sancho to run past the defenders because he was holding the central defensive pair, and that is what Weghorst or any other striker in Man United is unable to do that. So we need Martial every week, every game, because he is someone who can occupy the central defensive pair and then let our wingers run past them. But unfortunately, the guy who showed glimpses of how Anthony Martial crucial can be for Man United, but unfortunately he can't stay fit. That is the biggest problem with Anthony Martial. It's not fatigue. I mean, we're going to talk about fatigue also, but it's not about fatigue. Is not the problem with Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial is injury-prone striker, and that is very unfortunate because he's exactly what we need at the striking position. We need a number 9 who can occupy the central defensive pair and who can actually run fast. I mean, the moment he passed it on to Rashford, I thought Rashford is going to score because Rashford is on hot form and Rashford can't do anything bad. So I was in the zone that Rashford is going to score, we're going to make it 1-0 and we're going to rest it for the rest of the game. But unfortunately, Rashford passed it back. Not unfortunately, but Rashford passed it back and Anthony Martial just chipped in, and that was a proper number 9 who actually made the play, who held up his ground, stopped the ball, made the way for the winger, and then tracked back the central defensive pair, saw his position, marked his man, and chipped the goal. We need a number 9 like that in every single game, but that is the biggest problem with Anthony Martial. He can't stay fit. I mean, if there is God and miraculously he does do some work on Anthony Martial and he can stay fit for the rest of the season, I don't think so. We'll be in trouble. I think we'll be comfortable in the top 2, top 3 race. I don't think so. We're gonna face any problem with that. But unfortunately, Anthony Martial needs to stay fit. And as long as we are talking about fatigue, I mean, the only problem I think is gonna worry Man United is the fatigue, because we all know that these players are playing week in, week out, we are playing at least 3 games every week, and that is very troublesome, because on 26th February we have a Carabao Cup final against Newcastle United, but before that we'll be playing Barcelona, before that we'll be playing Leicester, before that again we'll be playing Barcelona. So we have at least 3 games every week, and that is very disappointing. That is very troubling for me as a Man United fan, because we know that we don't have squad depth. And the way Erik Ten Hag is managing Man United is because he's trying to play Victor Lindelof as a central defensive midfielder. He's trying Sancho as a number 10. He's playing Bruno on the right, because he himself knows this. He doesn't have a squad who can fight for the top 4 race, fight for Europa League, fight for Carabao Cup, fight for FA Cup. So he needs to make these changes, and I'm all up for that. But if there is some little rumor, true rumor about that we are going to get new owners, I really want new owners before the end of March, so that they can come to the helm of Man United. They can make changes whatever they want, but basically they need to back Erik Ten Hag. The kind of feats he's achieving with this squad, believe me, he's gonna make us champions again within a span of 1 year if he's being backed the way he wants. If he wants somebody, I mean, look at Chelsea. I mean, no doubt, what Chelsea did is basically idiotic, and some may say that now federation is not, association is not saying anything. Chelsea spent around 300 million in a January window, but still look what they did. The way the Chelsea owners are providing backups, players for squad for their manager. I mean, I'm sure, I know Potter is shit. Potter ain't gonna achieve anything. Even still, Chelsea won't do anything good. But look at the squad they have right now, and imagine what they can do at the next season when they are starting to play together as a proper work unit. That will be the worrisome part, because Man United doesn't have squad right now, and if the new owners don't back the Erik Ten Hag genius again, so that will be very disappointing for us, because I'm still saying I really want Erik Ten Hag to have at least 2 trophies at the end of the season, because what he has done for this club, I'm pretty much confident about this, that nobody could have done this. Nobody in this world could have done this, what he has done with this sort of players, with this management, with these owners. I just actually want to say that Erik Ten Hag is a pure tactical genius. Even though any would say that anyone could have done the job, ex-pundits are gonna praise their Pochettino, but still I think that guy is a tactical genius, and whatever he has done up until now, that's remarkable. That is remarkable. And if he gets at least 2 trophies, FA Cup or Europa League or even Carabao Cup, I'll be happy with it. That guy deserves, this team deserves it. So all in all, I'm gonna wrap this up, because I'm way too happy. I'm way too happy for this win, because even though we knew we are gonna win this leg, because it was already 3-0, we had that advantage, but still reaching the final is something else. And even Erik Ten Hag said this in his post-match conference, that reaching the final and winning the final are 2 different things, and we're gonna win it. We're gonna nail Newcastle United, and we're gonna show the world that Manchester United is back at the top. Sooner or later, we're gonna be the champions of the world. Glory, glory, Man United. Till then, please take care of yourselves. Thank you for watching the show. Please subscribe to the channel, show some support, because I really need support. And most importantly, I can't go live with my mobile because I don't have that many subscribers. So please stay healthy, stay safe, and keep supporting the channel. Thank you guys for watching the show. Bye bye.